Hi, it's Juris and welcome to Tattoo Shop Talk. And today we will take a look at this tattoo machine by Easy. It's the new P3 Pro Touch. And I will do our usual, its ups, its downs, and who this tattoo machine might be for. Let's start with unboxing, which is not great, like usually from Easy. And let's see what's in the box. Easy P3 Pro Touch. Boom. There's a manual. Box looks like this. I think they could have avoided this paper part. I don't know what it's for. Anyway, let's get that out. And then there's the tattoo machine wrapped in machine bag. That's the tattoo machine. And down here we get the padding out, and there is a little USB to USB-C cable for charging. Kind of hard to review this tattoo machine because I pretty much feel like I reviewed one already, which was the regular P3 Pro, and it's very similar, but this one has a bunch of new features, and price-wise it comes in at $259 US. You can get discounts using our affiliate links, and that way you support our channel, or you can sign up for the newsletter and also get 10% off. Since it's coming in at the same price as previous model, why not to get a new one with few extra features? Let's start with machines ups. It works great like the previous model did. It has the clicky grip to adjust needle depth, and it has an adjustment of stroke. Here you twist this wheel around. Battery is bigger. If you put them side by side, you see there's extra centimeter or two longer. That was first thing we noticed when we unpacked it. Well, like, oh, this is longer, different balance. Maybe that's not a good thing, but actually working with it, I don't feel it at all. It doesn't get in the way. I work as usual. Speaking of batteries, it's bigger screen, and also battery itself in the control unit is bigger. So you have longer hours to work with. Even on the first one, it was no problem. You just charge it and work away. This battery has even bigger capacity. In my opinion, it sort of hits a bit better. I don't think there's like some big changes. I think maybe it's because it's just a bit longer and therefore a bit heavier machine. For me, it's not a problem. It looks in a hand like that. I use extra large gloves for reference, and the previous model is sort of there. Now let's switch it on. There's only one button. Let's press that one and boom, and it's on. Screen is way bigger, way more visible, all the good stuff that you want to see on the screen compared to previous model. There you go. And it's called P3 Pro Touch, and it's because it's a touch screen. To adjust voltage, you have to swipe up and down. I was concerned if it would be a problem when you wrap it. It is sensitive screen. It works with the plastic on. Plus, even I still have the plastic that you peel off on the screen. So with that and the plastic on top of it, no problem, works just fine. With adjustable stroke, this tattoo machine now, I feel more comfortable working with skinny needles, like with bug pin 3-liners, which was not really my comfort zone. Now I can dial the stroke down to like 3.3. I have not gone lower than that, but if I use a 3-liner, dial it down to 3.3, start to work, see how it goes. If I need be, put it back to 3.7 and work away, and no problem there. For lining, I have used it from 3 bug pin liners up to 9 round shaders and didn't have any problems working with those needle groupings. On the webpage, it also says that it's compatible with all P3 accessories. The only accessory that I have is a pedal. One of these things. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't want to connect. Maybe it's the unit, or maybe I just don't know how to do it, but it connects easily to previous model. It doesn't work with this one for me. I don't know if there's any other accessories that could be connected with, yet that's how it works for me. It has one new mode. You double click the run button and on the top appears EZ and a number. And that is the new dot mode, which is kind of interesting feature. For me, so far, it didn't work how I imagine it would work. With time, if I'll figure it out, I'll make a dedicated video to that mode. In my opinion, its intended mode is to be sort of for a dot work type of a stippling type of a works. And when you run it, it's now on EZ3. You can see it's sort of dotting. You can hear it better. And it's on EZ3, and there's 10 modes. So you can run it, swipe the screen up to EZ9. That's fastest, and then you swipe down. You can adjust bit by bit. Easy 8, 7, 6. That's 3. That's 4 hertz. It shows the hertz on the screen as well. And the lowest setting is easy 0. It's 1 hertz, which would mean 1 hit a second. While it's running, you can adjust the hertz, and then you stop it, and then you can adjust voltage. Voltage goes up to 12 volts, and then you can swipe it down, and you see it's not too bad. You can just swipe it, swipe it, swipe it, until you get to this lower part, which is 4 volts would be the lowest voltage setting. On top of that, you can also adjust the stroke length, which gives you a very large range. So you get from 4 to 12 volts. On a dot mode, you can adjust hertz. On a regular mode, you work as usual, and you can adjust stroke length. So you have pretty wide range of what you can adjust. So the combinations of these variations gives you a lot of options. And you can switch modes by double tapping Run button. If you swipe on the screen from right to the left, then it also rotates through the mode. So regular mode or dot mode. As screen itself, also in regular mode, you see hertz, voltage and a timer, battery indicator and Bluetooth symbol blinking in a corner there. Clicky mechanism to adjust needle length, which is nice. You can remove the grip if you need to clean it. You just unscrew it, boom. And that's what we have underneath here. All the magic with dot mode is happening in the battery, in the control unit. It pops out like that, and it has the same connection as previous model. And what's cool, if you already have a previous model and you don't care that there might be some improvements in the machine itself, I hope there are, because it's a new model. Why not to make bits better if there's any improvements? Anyway, if you're super happy with this machine, but you want to try some new modes, for $85 you can get just this part, and it works with previous model of Easy P3. You put it on and it has modes. These machines are super quiet. I have to put cartridge in just so you can hear what noise it makes. Boom, that's at 1 hertz. That's at 9. And you work away. Obviously, if you're buying the whole thing, why not to buy newer model, newer machine, and have fun with that. Now let's look into dot mode and why it didn't work for me. Something in the middle, let's have like 8 volts, and we are on easy 9. You can hear. So you get like a dotty type of effect. Let's slow it down. It's on easy 3. The trouble is that it's not just a single hit of a dot, it's like a burst of little hits. And there you have to control your hand speed a lot, because if you work it too fast, then instead of little dots, you'll get a little lines. And that's not how I was imagining it to work. I thought it would be perfect for some dot work type of a thing, where you just move it around and it creates those dots. You have to be really careful with hand speed, otherwise dots will turn into little lines. Yet again, with that thing, you can maybe create a unique type of shading. If you manage the hand speed and the correct voltage and the correct hertz, that would be some sort of interesting style. So instead of like a whip shading type of a thing, you get little lines that go in same or different sizes, and that can be pretty interesting if you manage to match your hand speed and settings of machine. On the downsides, I don't think there are any. It is a bit taller machine, which felt obvious in the beginning, but when I work with it, I don't think about it like at all. I just pack it and I work away, so it's not a problem. Touchscreen, do we really need it? Probably not. It's there, it works, it's fine. Why not? New technologies, new fun things to play with. The only downside could be that there are, again, so many options where you can go wrong with combination of things. But in this instance, there's one mode for regular tattooing with different strokes, and then the fun dot mode that you can experiment with and maybe find some unique characteristics that will work for you. Or you will find your new unique style. Another feature that it has, if you switch it on by double tapping the run button, a little lightning bolt appears in the top part of the screen, and that is a push start, kickstart. They call it push mode, it's kickstart. If you would like to work on lower voltages and your machine struggles to push cartridge out, kickstart will help to have the first initial push to get the cartridge moving. Or if you work with tighter cartridges, that will give a little burst, goes in voltage up and then goes back to your set voltage. On 8 volts you don't really hear it. Let's go down to like 4.9, kickstart. You can hear that it goes zoom. I used it a bunch on all sorts of like regular tattoos, and then I tried dot mode on my colleague. He let me do a little like a biohazard type of logo on it. I tried dot mode for some time, and at some point I was like, nah, I'll just switch to regular tattoo mode and do a little whip shades. And then I did a little dotty whippy thing and finished tattoo that way, and it went faster because you have to adjust, you have to figure out hand speeds, and it was just taking too long. What I did use it for, and I found it pretty cool, I was running at pretty low speed, not pretty low speeds, but pretty low dotty mode, around 3 or 4 on a dot mode, something like that. So I was mapping out where I'm planning to do the shadings. I did a little dotted map with gray wash, and I found the right speed, and I was just slowly pulling, and I could outline it with dots. In the long run, to do the whole thing with dots, it just took too long to adjust and figure out what works and what not. Then I switched just to regular mode, 4.2mm stroke. It was 3 buck pin liner, and I was just shading it out with dots, and it worked fine. The only thing that first seemed like a downside was the machine's length, but I work with it absolutely no problem. It is taller than previous model, as a bit more than centimeter from what it looks. If you compare it to something like a Bishop wand with a critical battery on top, it's less difference there, so it's like a less than a centimeter. For me, it doesn't bother me. Maybe I have big hands and it's not a problem. For somebody with smaller hands, maybe it would be an issue. I don't know. If you have used this tattoo machine or tattoo machine this length, then you can leave a comment. Do you feel the weight on the longer tattoo machines, and mention what size gloves you wear so people can have reference, and then we know for whom it is issue and for whom it's not. Grip size is pretty fine. I like how it feels in the hand, very comfortable. Now I'll show you how I wrap P3 Pro Touch, and I use my favorite sticky plastic. I will use 3 parts. First one I will stick down to where the connection of the stroke wheel is, like that. I don't really care about direction of the screen. I don't look at it that much. When I need to adjust, I'll turn machine, boom, 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 all good. Now I'll use second bit of sticky plastic, and I'll put it over machine's grip, like that. And now we can adjust stroke, and we can adjust needle depth. And I will take third piece of sticky plastic, and I will stick like big part of it to itself, sort of like that, maybe even a bit more in an ideal situation. And the sticky part I will put on a grip part, like that, and then we can still adjust all the things that needs to be adjusted. Grip adjusts easier than the stroke length, so you can just move machine around and adjust that, or hold it higher up, and then you can adjust stroke length. Make sure you see the arrow where it's pointing, because where it's too much plastic, you can have a trouble seeing where you at. That way I can adjust everything except screen direction, which is not a big deal for me. And then I will put a bit of grip tape, just so it's a bit nicer, a bit softer, and it doesn't slip with like glides and everything. So 2-3 layers of that. And that's how I wrap this tattoo machine. Poke a hole for the cartridge, put a cartridge in, and you're good. And this is wrapped, there's like overlapping like 2 layers of sticky plastic, plus there's still on the protective film to protect the screen, and there's no problem. It's sensing my touches, my swipes, and all the good stuff. I can see everything because screen is pretty big. This screen sticks out, it's like a squared off. Boom, situation there. That will prevent it from rolling, because that screen is sort of like a stopper. It's bigger than on previous model. Previous model can roll around. This one, boom, and screen will stop it. Obviously, nothing too extreme. I like that batteries have that feature, like criticals. Now this machine has it, so that's for a peace of mind that it's not gonna roll off your station. Who this tattoo machine might be for? So far, from what I tested, it works for me from like 3 buck pin liners to 9 round shaders. I'm comfortable to say that it works fine with those groupings. I used shaders up to like 15 magnums, no problem. I don't think these tattoo machines are meant to be worked with some crazy stuff, with some huge needles, like huge magnums or those 18 round shaders and stuff like that. Well, at least that's what I'm comfortable this machine to recommend. Previous model, a bunch of tattooists have tried. Few tattooists that have borrowed this tattoo machine for what they do. It's mainly like more like finer line stuff, black and gray stuff, some coloring in. They tried this tattoo machine and they bought one for themselves right away. I'm pretty comfortable to recommend previous model, and this one comes with extra feature. So if you buy one, why not to buy more fun one and experiment with it. Dot mode didn't work for me as I was imagining that it will. In my opinion, it still has a potential, and if you are somebody who likes experiment with like different features, this is very interesting mode to have. Instead of the modern modes that all tattoo machines have that makes tattoo machines softer, here you can adjust that with stroke length, and then you have regular tattoo mode and you have the dotting mode, which can work as dots if you manage to adjust all the settings and your hand speed, or it can have a new look, sort of dotted lines, sort of little shading from lines, or if you're creative enough you'll figure out something cool that will work for you. The option is there, why not to try it? Final thoughts: very reasonably priced machine, works just fine. I don't know if touchscreen is necessary, but it's there. Bigger battery than previous model, that's good stuff. And you have one fun mode. $259 US, it's really not bad price for tattoo machine. You can use our affiliate links to get a discount. If you don't want to use our affiliate links, you can sign up for a newsletter and get a little discount from them. And now you do all the YouTube-y stuff. If you have anything to say, then leave that in the comment section. If you're shopping for tattoo products and use our affiliate links, then thank you for that. Thank you for supporting our channel. Check everything else what's in the video description. Check our playlists, our affiliate links. If you find that video useful, then press like to it. And if you're new here, then consider subscribing to the channel. And if you're super awesome, then share this video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the future episodes. Stay safe. Bye.